Hello guys, Linker here with a fire stage beat, check it out. 3420 was more than rough. There's two reasons for that. First, the sets, a Khazard set, a Thoran set, and Solis Ardent sets with many tech heroes don't make it too simple. And second is the key enemy level 535. At that level, enemy scaling starts to increase, making 125 level deficit, 5 campaign stage beatdown be way less trivial than it used to be. Last thing you guys ask me a lot is how I record these videos. I play AFKArena on PC. I made you guys an easy BlueStacks link in the description if you'd like to try it out. Really easy to use. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's dive into the sets. I really want to talk about set 1 because that's where most people use Thoran Chiefs, and of course I wouldn't do you guys like this. So the one we have is Khazard Light Bearers for enemies, and we're gonna use Khazard ourselves. Don't underestimate the enemy Belinda or Rosa, otherwise you'll be in for a world of pain. Anyways, we've made an incredibly consistent counter just for it. Against that enemy Belinda, most players go defensive, they slot Suicide Lorsan and Brutus, but not us. We go offensive on it. Saurus is a niche piece in Khazard sets, but he definitely earns his place here, absolutely being crucial. He's one of the only safe front lines to fight Belinda at these deficits. The only other hero I can think of filling a similar role would be maybe a Strilda. And another one is going to be Gorvo that might look useless here up to stats, but his CC on Rosa is key. He makes team shield stronger with a signature item and lets Saurus survive the initial burst by invading the backline, slowing down those enemies. It's going to be very important because if you sub him with Lorsan, for example, might be a decent substitute, but it wouldn't work at high deficit since the backline is going to burst you down very, very fast. The rest is typical Khazard core with Tassi, Athalia taking out key pieces. Gotta love it. Set 2 is an inconsistent Gwyneth set. Now you guys might be having flashbacks to the other video we had, but it's not because Gwyneth is bad here, it's because the enemy is bad here. Now, for those of you that don't know, Solis is a worst Chimera in the campaign. If she ults, you die. Alongside her, you have Talene with boosted healing by Namora passive, so you really need a big burst and a counter heal, which means that Gwyneth is the hero for the job. Note how she's positioned away from Talene to burst down the enemy team without damaging Talene too much, so that she can burst them without Talene healing her targets over and over. Set 3 is the one I wasn't sure about. Having Aaron against Cecilia might be considered a weaker set, and having him losing 4 out of every 5 fights seemed like it might be improved, and I will ask you guys on this if you hang just a second, especially when you consider I murked the Skriath here, but it starts making sense when you remember what's left. So this one works, but it leaves certain key heroes that I really wanted to use. Now set 4, you might be fooled by how unviable the enemy heroes are from behind, but these heroes are some worst nightmares from ahead in the campaign. Arden and Solis ensuring your team's slow demise with CC and devastating ults. Lorsan and Gorvo alongside Antandara bursting down. This is the kind of set where in my mind you just have the God comp. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge advocate for fragmentation, substitutions to increase consistency and strategy, but here there's just simply no other way. The God comp wins this set, and pretty much nothing else in my mind does, but I'll ask you guys this in just a second. Know the Roan positioning. Usually protect the twins, but here Aziz is the key piece, since the ults are so dangerous and the twins resist magic damage. And that's just so key, because if Aziz drops before we finished and those enemies get to ult, one Solis ult just wipes everything off the board. Set 5, the enemy is fierce, heavy damage with heroes like Lorsan. We didn't use Daemon so far, so no fear. With heroes like Zolrath, Orthos, and Wukong unused, there's many avenues to go here, and maybe noob traps to fall to, but I chose my signature Thoran defensive Brutus frontline, staying alive for just long enough. Feral and Nara aren't obvious choices against this. You guys might be seeing this and you might be telling me, Linker, okay, it's just a Daemon Feral Nara set, but against invading wielders it's really not obvious. I even considered Verk instead of Nara, but his CC goes when Brutus and Thoran are immune, so even against invading Athalia and Spider Lady, Nara's control is just too good to give up, and Athalia control does not do much. Since you already have damage coming down from the Daemon anyways, Nara just does the control thing better, and the way that she just dominates the Spider Lady is remarkable. Now I wanted to ask you, would you swap the Aaron God comp with Daemon sets around? Give it a thought or two and let me know down below. I don't know, but what I do know is that we beat the stage. Let everybody see that. Ring the bell, I don't see many people do, and subscribe if you haven't. And I've been Linker. Thank you very much and peace.